We hear calls for bans of so-called assault weapons, but the vast majority of firearms in the United States, including these assault weapons, are semi-automatic guns that are functionally identical. Even the influential Associated Press style book acknowledged earlier this year that terms such as assault weapon and weapons of war convey, quote, little meaning, and, quote, are highly politicized, end quote. The AP makes it clear that these firearms are not used by any militaries around the world. Despite the references a couple times, they are not automatic weapons. Banning guns based on them looking like military weapons, the key phrase is often military style, makes no sense. Of course, banning all semi-automatic guns, as President Biden has repeatedly called for over the years, would mainly affect law-abiding citizens. While I guess at least is logically more consistent than banning military-style weapons, it would make it much more difficult for Americans to use guns defensively. If you want to ban all semi-automatic rifles, what's the alternative? A manually loaded gun, where you have to physically put another round in the chamber after you fire each shot? If you face multiple attackers, or you fire and miss, or you fire and wound but don't incapacitate the attacker, someone may not have the luxury of time of manually reloading the gun to be able to go and protect themselves.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief Holt, we've just heard testimony from Mr. Brewer that the causes of our gun violence problem are a lack of fathers, and from Professor Lott that there's no effective difference between an AR-15 and a single-shot gun. Could you comment on this testimony, please?
In my experience in law enforcement, I think it's a huge difference between the AR-15 assault weapon and a 9mm or 38 revolver. I think the key is my officer was killed with an assault weapon. Recently, as 2 months ago, I responded to a Detroit police assist where a high-powered pistol with an extended magazine shot an officer and killed him from the back of an apartment building. He was lured into this trap. I think it's something to be said for a strong family background. I don't think that is the solution to what we're facing right now with gun violence in the United States, and particularly in my city.
Thank you very much. In other words, this testimony is with respect to the prevention of gun violence, idiotic, and I agree with you on that.